sugar daddy.
Daddy, daddy.
Ladies, hands up. Do you want a young man or you want a strong man? You're looking for a joke man or ready to work man. My question, ladies.
Yes.
Well, if you at that stage where you don't study age, already flip that page and you're willing to engage, well, you meet up with a man already with a brand and done up with house and land and with serious cash in hand. Can't with everything I want to give you. It's only sweet West I got bring you. Girl, let me make a joke and it's me to shoes. You don't need Instagram when I'm done with you. I'm gonna give you sugar, sugar, sugar. Your sugar, hey sugar, can't wait for sugar, I sleep with sugar. Ladies, do you want a bad man or a credit card man? You're looking for a learner or a steady earner? My question, ladies.
Yes.
If you want to explore, you will be secure. I can open any door and give you more and more. Girl, you meet up with a man that clearly understand. Hustle in the hand and make your business expand. Can't with everything I want to give you. It's only sweet West I got bring you. Girl, let me make a joke and it's me to shoes. You don't need Instagram when I'm done with you. I'm gonna give you sugar, sugar, sugar. That is plenty sugar, sugar, sugar. Your sugar, hey sugar, can't wait for sugar, I sleep with sugar. I will be your daddy,
Daddy, daddy.
your sugar daddy.
Daddy, daddy.
Yes, daddy,
Daddy, daddy.
your sugar daddy.
Daddy,
Well,
daddy.
if you at that stage where you don't study age, already flip that page and you're willing to engage, well, you meet up with a man already with a brand and done up with house and land and with serious cash in hand. Can't with everything I want to give you. It's only sweet West I got bring you. Girl, let me make a joke and it's me to choose. You don't need Instagram when I'm done with you. I'm gonna give you sugar, sugar. Ladies, hands up. Do you want a young man or you want a strong man?
Greetings, greetings, greetings and salutations, one and all.
To work man, my question, ladies.
Welcome, welcome to the night shift of DJ Kevin Stew.
Don't study age,
It's community and finance night.
willing to engage. Well, you meet up with a man already with a brand and done up with house and land and with
And can't wait to get into this one.
everything I want to give you.
I say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio, on the night shift of DJ Kevin Stew, much love to you.
Don't need Instagram when I'm done with you. I'm gonna give you sugar, sugar,
Big ups to those who are healing from across the pond, One Harmony Radio.
sugar,
Top of the morning to you guys over in the UK.
can't wait for sugar.
King Genius, big up your status. Much love.
Ladies, do you want a bad man or a credit
I
card?
want to say big ups to those who are locked in out of New Jersey on NIE Radio.
My question,
Hanging out with the Motivator, New Jersey's finest.
you will be secure. I can open any
Welcome, welcome.
give you more and more. Girl, you meet up with a man that clearly understand. Hustle in the hand and
Big ups to those who are locked in out of New York.
with everything I want to give you. It's only sweet West I got bring you.
Exhibiting the power of music on island worldwide. China Nicole,
Don't need Instagram when I'm
Gary, and the whole Jump Out production crew. Much love to you guys up there in New York. Those hailing out of Long Island, New York on Reggae Pulse Radio. Big ups to you.
Daddy, daddy.
DJ Atomic Force and the crew.
Daddy, daddy.
Yes, daddy.
Daddy, daddy.
Your sugar daddy.
Much love to the massive locked in under the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
You don't study age, already flip that page and you
Big ups to you, Mr. Lindsay.
meet up with a man already with a brand and done up with house and land and with serious cash in hand. Can't with everything I want to give you.
Those of you locked in on PEMGTV.com, welcome, welcome.
Can't with everything I want to give you. It's only sweet West I got bring you. Girl, let me make a joke and it's me to choose.
Much love to those on
Don't need Instagram.
Zeno FM,
I'm gonna give you sugar,
bubbling in the stew pot.
that is plenty
Those on Clubhouse,
sugar, your sugar, hey sugar.
massive on Facebook Live. Those on YouTube Live. Those right here at the home of the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try.
Well, if you had a stage where you don't study age, already click that page, and you're willing to engage, well, you meet up with a man already with a plan.
Now, for those of you wondering, wait, YouTube, Kevin Stew, all these affiliates, how that work? Well, real quick so that you understand, YouTube Live and another player is on kevinstew.com. So when you go to kevinstew.com, if one player is not working for you, then you have YouTube Live player that will. So you have options, and that is how that works. And also on YouTube is the archive, the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew archive. So it's a quick upload. See how that works? Nice and simple. Of course, there's tuning that you can tune in via that app also. But when you go to kevinstew.com, there's a tune-in player on the website. So you don't even have to go anywhere else. You don't have to download anything else. Just go to kevinstew.com, and all you need to tune in to the broadcast is right there, whether you want to watch live or you want to listen live. And of course, you can interact by jumping into the stew pot, and what others call a chat room is what is known on kevinstew.com as the stew pot. So if you're wondering, now you get your answers. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors. Pulse Media Group, and being in a moment is priceless. Go ahead and give them a call. They'll take your videos, photos, streaming, ads, and much, much more. You have an event you want to stream live on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs, go ahead and give them a call, 754-999-1140. They can also host your website like they do mine. And at live event, we'll cover anything that you want to stream, whether it's a church service, a funeral, a wedding, a party, a graduation, a seminar. They can all be streamed. And Pulse Media got the hookup for you. I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Give her a call today, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Set up your appointment today for her to come to you and give you that massage that you so desperately need. She only has one request, outside of paying her, that is. It's to get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. Yeah, she has that request because, like me, everybody else falls asleep. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global act as your booking agent, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, your legal service referrals, music and music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more. Go ahead and give them a call today, 954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199. Or you can check them out at reggaeglobal.com. I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking is a veteran-owned and operated, licensed and insured moving company in the state of Florida. So you want to move from the Keys to Jacksonville,
Your sugar daddy.
From Naples to Palm Beach, from Pompano to Pensacola, and all points in between.
Sugar daddy.
If you want to put some things in storage, you don't have the manpower, you don't have the transportation, don't worry. You have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking. 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. Give them a call and tell them Kevin Stew sent you. Now just to let you know, phone lines are open. So you can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram. Numbers to use, 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram. 773-789-7839. You see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Those of you watching on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and KevinStew.com. If you're not there, you need to come. The sound of Leon Caldero kicking things off tonight. The track is called Zaddy. Yo, Hubert, how you doing, bro? Big ups to you, much love. Welcome to the broadcast. Truly appreciate the love and the support, bro. How was your Thanksgiving? Tonight in Community and Finance, we're looking at credit card do's and don'ts. What should you do and what should you not do? Things that you should do, things that you should not do, things that you could do. Tips and tricks. Yeah. All the things that we're looking at with credit cards. You know, one of the things when it comes to credit card usage in the United States is knowing how to navigate the credit space. And ever since I moved here, people have talked about operating on credit. Now, coming from a place where you operate on cash, credit was a brand new concept. And so to know that you could have all the cash in the world, but can't do anything unless you have some kind of credit history, that was new to me. So the big thing was to get a credit card. No, to navigate getting a credit card, you had to establish some type of credit. So you had to start with a secure credit card. And I'm telling you about my journey now. I had to start with a secure credit card. And so I couldn't spend more than I had on this card. And some would think, well, that's crazy. Why would anybody want to spend more than they have? That is the nature of the credit beast. Having more money or access to more money than you actually have, and knowing how to navigate using that resource and not abusing it. And so tonight we're going to look at some do's and don'ts relating to credit cards. Hey Pat, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving? I know you cooked up a storm. I was supposed to come for my belly full, but I know you had it for me and you enjoyed it. Listen, you and these roasted potatoes and chicken that you made, boy, with some Brussels sprouts. You know, one of these days, Pat. One of these days. But so Pat, you've not decided to go the route of using credit cards. So how did you navigate the credit space? And you know that's even another dynamic to this whole credit thing. You know, some people get credit cards to make sure that they have it and use it in case of emergency. Some people get it and use it like a debit card. Some people get it and run up all kinds of credit and stay paying back on that credit card forever. How do you use your credit? How do you navigate the credit space? So you operate on a cash only system there, and there are people that do that. In a place like the United States, that credit is king. How you navigate a cash system? How do you navigate the credit system using a cash policy or a cash practice? So some credit card tips everyone should know, whether you use your credit card or not. Some tips you should know according to nerdwallet.com. We know they're convenient, and according to NerdWallet, they're a rewarding way to make purchases, but they need to be handled with care, and that is the trick. Using a credit card to pay for day-to-day purchases is a smart idea. Paying with a credit card is convenient. It's generally safer than using cash or debit, and it can be highly rewarding. Plus, if you're using your credit cards responsibly, what you're doing is building solid credit. Now, the basics of using a credit card are pretty simple. Buy something with it, earn rewards equal to a percentage of what you spent, and then pay your bill when it comes. Ideally, you'll be paying in full so you don't get charged interest. Ideally. But you can customize and optimize your credit card experience for greater value and protection. And we're going to look at some tips everyone should know to get the most out of their credit cards. You ready? Here we go. First, balance alerts. These can help keep spending in check, because some people go overboard with the thing. When you pay for something with cash, everything, that is, anytime you go spending, purchasing, go shopping and using cash, it can be easy to see how much you're spending as those 10s and 20s disappear from your wallet. Tracking how much you put on a credit card or a debit card isn't as simple, especially if you're just getting started with credit. Many credit card users or issuers, allow you to set up balance alerts, notifications that let you know by text, email, or in-app message that your balance is approaching a certain level that you set. You could set an alert for when your balance approaches $500, for example, or for an amount that equals 30% of your credit limit. The point at which a balance might start to ding your credit score. And the best way to prevent overspending, of course, is to create a budget and stick to that budget. The next on the list is spending analysis tools and the fact that they help with your budget. Since we just mentioned budgets, most major credit card issuers offer spending analysis tools, which you can access from your online account. You pick a date range, month, year, customized period, whatever, and the tool shows how much you've spent on your card in various categories. Those categories are typically determined by the merchant where you did your spending, supermarkets, for example, or gas stations, restaurants, department stores. Look around for a tool next time you're logged in. It can provide some insight on where you're nailing your budget and where you might need to cut back. Your credit card issuer reports your account information to 3 major credit bureaus every month. One key data point that gets reported is your balance, which is used to calculate your credit utilization ratio. Now, the ratio is a percentage of your available credit that you're currently using. If you have, say, a 5,000 credit limit and your balance is 1,000, then your utilization is 20%. See how that works? Credit utilization is a major factor in your credit scores. It's an element of amounts you owe, which amounts for 30% of your FICO score. And in general, you want to keep utilization under 30%. But the lower you keep it, the better off you are. But yeah, there's a but. Your card issuer doesn't necessarily report your account information after you make your monthly payment. It could be reported at any point in your billing cycle. Depending on what that is and how much you charge each month, the utilization then gets reflected in your credit scores. It could either be high or it could be low. One potential situation is, one potential solution is to not wait until your due date to pay your bill. Make a habit of going online in the middle of the billing cycle and paying down your balance. So that's pretty cool, right? Here's the thing. Tips and tricks, right? That's included. Making mid-cycle payments can also save you money on credit card interest. And this interest, when you owe it, is calculated based on your average daily balance. So making payments early or making extra payments each month reduces the average daily balance and therefore the interest charged. Keep in mind, if you never carry a balance from one month to the next, you don't pay interest. So paying down your card regularly, not just at the end of the period, this can help you with both the interest charges and the reporting that you never know when it happens. So keep those things in mind. If you're a big online shopper, check whether you can earn extra rewards by going through your issuer's bonus mall or card linked offers. Doing so might earn you 10% cash back on a purchase rather than the regular 1 to 2%. Or you might get an instant rebate of $5 or $10 or more. Or you might even get an instant rebate, or some issuers promote some options more heavily than others. Now, what you do is you kind of look around on your issuer website or in the app to see what's available. And then sometimes it's a matter of you have certain stores that are there. You never quite know what you want, but if what you want is at that type of a store, then you do your shopping there, you get that extra reward. See how that works? Right. Another thing you can do is move your due date. Tips and tricks. Comment here. America is run on debt. Yes, it is. Hence the credit system, which is why credit is king. Yeah, check out NerdWallet. It's pretty cool. Just reading some comments here. Just checking to see if there are some that I need to share with you, or some of them is just for me. So you don't own the system or in the system because you operate on cash. Do you know what your credit score is? But and if it is don't tell me your credit score, but just you can just say whether it is high up in there in the credit score ranges, or average or low, based on the fact that you operate on a cash system. So moving your due date. Missing a card payment is generally bad news. It reflects poorly on your credit history. And you'll get hit with late fees plus high interest charges. Now, according to NerdWallet, you'll probably get hit with a late fee, and since 30%, 35% of your FICO score is determined by your payment history, that's a huge chunk of your score. A late or missed payment can be disastrous to your credit. If your credit card is due, and if your credit card date falls on an inconvenient time during the month, whether because you're too busy or because of your cash flow, ask your credit card issuer if they can change your due date. You may be able to do this online. You may be able to do it by calling your issuer. Strategic card combinations amplify rewards. All right, let's dig into this one a little bit. Rewards credit cards come in many variations, but their reward structures are typically one of two types. A card either pays the same reward rate on everything, which is known as a flat rate card, or it pays bonus rewards in specific categories and a lower base rate on purchases outside those categories. Combining cards with bonus rewards in the categories where you spend the most, along with a good flat rate card for everything else, can significantly boost your earnings. There are countless combinations, but here's one example of a few no annual fee cards and how they stack up to produce big time rewards. Now, not a time I'm not gonna give those. I'm gonna send you to go look for them, because then I'm promoting these cards and I am not getting anything back from that. So I'm gonna send you to. You can go and search online for cards, no annual fee credit cards that give you rewards. So no annual fee credit cards or reward cards. See if you can search for those and see what works for you. All right. Without calling names, there's one that you earn 3% cash back at U.S. supermarkets on up to $6,000 in spending each year. 3% back at gas stations and up to $6,000. 3% on U.S. online retail purchases up to $6,000 per year, and then 1% everywhere else. There's another one that gives you earn 5% cash back in rotating categories that you activate, so you don't just automatically get it. And this is up to $1,500 per quarter in spending, and then 1% after that. You have 5% on travel purchase through the card, 3% on dining and drug stores, and then 1% on anything else. Then there's another one that does 2% cash back on every purchase. 1% when you buy something, and 1% when you pay it off. So that's pretty cool. It's an incentive to pay your bill, kind of a deal, to give you that 2%. But these are really low percentages, but every little bit adds up, and that is where that's the key. So with these combinations in place, you earn 2 to 5% cash back on everything you buy, and if your spending is in line with that of the typical U.S. household, you'd come out way ahead compared with using just one card. So, you use one card for gas, one card for your groceries, one card for, and going to restaurants if that's something that you're into, you don't cook, that's how you kind of balance it out. But at the end of the day, you're operating within a budget. So there's a spending limit that you stick with so you don't use too much. And at the end of the period, when the bill is due, you just pay it off. Or, since you have already made the purchases and you have the cash, you start your payment on the cash as soon as it shows up on your credit card bill. So, or in your balance. And that's how I would approach it. Now, if you've gotten into some credit card debt or you need to make a big purchase, you don't have the cash to cover it. A credit card with a long 0% promotion, a 0% APR promotion, this can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars on interest. Just make sure you use that interest-free period to pay down the debt, not just put it on hold. And that is important. And there are some cards that you can make your purchases and they give you the option for that no interest payment for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, whatever. And this is outside of your annual APR. So that's something that you can look into also. And that's using a regular card, outside of its regular cash rewards or whatever rewards, percentage rewards that it gives you if it's a reward card. So these are things that you look at your card and see if they offer it. Or if you can get a new card that would offer some of these benefits. Just looking at some credit card do's and don'ts, but along with that, you get some tips, hacks, and tricks. Yeah? Cool. We're going to take a quick little break. And as we go on the break, I want to remind you guys to get your copy of the audiobook. This is my very first audiobook production, if you want to call it that. And the book is available right now at Amazon, on Audible. And if you go to my website, kevinstew.com, there's an image of the cover of the book. You just click on it and it takes you straight to where you'd go to get your purchase. The book is titled Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. Now, this book is great for all ages and for both genders. So you don't have to be a woman to get it. And you definitely can gift it to someone. So, Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. Get your copy today.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Policy Media Group.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I
pathetic
learned that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick.
And in
And
gym,
at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
and a joke.
In chemistry, I learned that no one
In
likes me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I learned
math,
that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn,
It's why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Ladies, lovers of the music, it is here, the brand spanking new album from Ed Robinson and Ian Sweetness, a tribute to Teddy Pendergrass. Amazing. 10 blazing tracks, 2 amazing singers going hit for hit, classic for classic. A tribute to Teddy Pendergrass, Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson. Oh man. It's out now. Available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music, it is there. A tribute to Teddy Pendergrass, brand spanking new, Ian Sweetness, and Robinson. Ladies, gentlemen, you've got to have this in your collection. Get it now. Available everywhere. Bruv, my last baby already gone off to college, mate. Is what this is send come gimme, man. Is a big album still, I love it. Big up Ed Robinson, Ian Sweetness, but this better come with a contraceptive.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing Word and Honor. Selassie DJ Kevin Stew.
It's been a long journey through the pages of time. The mirror of my mind shows a barren land where the sun don't shine. They've been walls around me to imprison my soul. The light that shoots from within me, these chains will never hold me.
Way oh, na 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 na. 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 Way oh, na 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 na.
Hunger and starvation is the name of the day. Third world children are starving while they throw tons of food away. Politics, bureaucracy, Babylon with the mental slavery. The blood of the innocent run deep in the river of despair. We sing
Way oh, na 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 na. 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 Time has passed, but everything remains the same.
the earth is weeping. She's in so much pain.
When will we stop?
When will we stop?
When will we learn?
When will we learn? So many lessons have come and gone.
Way oh, na 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 na. Way oh, na 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 na. Way
Son of Cass Smith bringing us back from the break. Title track from the album Journeys on this Community and Finance Night. When will I take a look at the love biome? The love biome, Pat? Is there something that we need to talk about? We did a live session on gut microbiome. In healthy love. That's what you're talking about. You said you ask a question like love biome. My mind goes different places. So you have to be careful. All right, so it's Community and Finance Night, and we're looking at credit card do's and don'ts, tips and tricks. One of the things that people have a challenge with, and you heard me going through with some of the tips that everyone should know in that first segment. One of the challenges people have is knowing what to go ahead and purchase or pay for with their credit cards. Well, we're going to go through a list of things that you should not be using credit cards to pay for. And we'll see where you are when we get to the end of this list. So first on the list is household bills. If you're already cutting it close for the month with your income and expenses, you may be tempted to use plastic to pay for the utility, or to use to pay for your cell phone or your cable bill. But if you're not paying off your full balance each month, the interest will be charged, makes those monthly bills even more expensive. So if you cannot take care of paying your monthly credit card bill, don't charge something to it. That, especially your household bills. Yeah, your household bill will get paid, but on the back end, you'll be paying for it over and over and over again. So I guess in case of emergency. Next on the list is cars. Now, I tell you this. I have an ex-wife that took one of my credit cards and bought a car. And it took me quite a while to pay that off, but it happened. True story. And so here, seeing this on this list, it took me back to that place. It wasn't a good time at all. So car dealers may not allow credit card purchases, or they may limit the amount of the purchase price that you can put on a card, like plenty of other merchants. Some dealers don't like credit card payments because they have to pay a fee to process the transaction. If you can't pay for the vehicle outright, go to a credit union or bank to get your financing approved at a reasonable interest rate before shopping for a car. So you want to pay for the purchase of a vehicle and then pay back over time that purchase. Instead of trying to put it on a credit card, go the way of financing through a financial institution. That's the bottom line with that. And it works out better for you anyway. The interest rate is much better for you. Yeah. Challenges. Some of them will rinse you out. Better to pay cash. You mean the car dealers? Hey, but it's a business. Everybody is doing some kind of hustle. Student loans is next on the list. If you cannot afford to pay your federal student loans, you have options. Apparently, credit cards are not one of them. They may include an income-based repayment plan. Deferment is possibly a loan and possibly loan forgiveness are probably options that are available. You just may have to navigate getting it. Paying your student loan debt with a credit card only increases the amount of interest you're paying on the debt. Even if you have a 0% introductory credit card offer, it will expire in time. And not all student loan services or servicers will allow credit cards as a form of payment. So, something to keep in consideration. Next on the list is for retail therapy. Now, there are a number of people that their method of therapy is shopping. If you think a new purchase will cheer you up, well, perhaps it will. But remember that cash is king. You know, some people say credit is king in the US. Really and truly, cash is king. If you choose this mode of therapy. Use cash and you won't let your credit card balance spiral out of control. Now, if you have the cash and use your credit card and then you cover it with the cash, so you pay for it, then, you know, you're golden. But yeah, don't, if that is your retail therapy and you know you can't pay the bill, don't do it. A recent Vanguard study revealed a self-managed $500,000 investment grows into an average of 1.5 million in 25 years, but under the care of a pro, the average is 3.4 million. That's an extra 1.7 million. Now, you might wonder, wait, what does that have to do with your shopping? Well, think of the big business. And think of, let's scale this down a little bit. You use shopping as your therapy. And over time, you keep doing this. And over time, you pay down your bill. Interest is piled on to that if you don't pay your bill in full at the end of the month. Remember I said over time, you pay down your bill. So you go shopping and you spend $3,000 buying stuff. You don't have $3,000 cash to pay it back. So you're paying it back over the course of 3 or 4 months. You have interest that is being charged on that $3,000 over that period. So it's only $3,000, and I say only $3,000. I'm comparing it to like $300,000, right? So it's only $3,000. You'll end up paying what? About $3,300 at the end of the time. If this is the only purchase that you made and you're paying it down in say 3 months, 4 months, you end up paying almost $300. You know what you could be doing with that additional $300? More shopping. So let's not go that route, yeah? If you don't have to do it, please don't do it. Medical bills. And shopping is not something that you have to do. For therapy, that is. Yeah, you have to shop to get new clothes because the clothes that you have, washing and wearing and whatever else, kids, you need to replace it. So, yes, you need to do some retail therapy, but that is necessary. And it's important that you know the difference with your needs and your wants. Medical bills. If you use a medical credit card available through your healthcare provider's office to pay bills, be careful to read the fine print about your obligations, particularly those regarding how and when interest is charged. It is important. Not all credit cards are made equal. These people will drag you over the coals. So, remember, this is not your money that you're using on these credit cards. It's only your money when you pay it. So you take that cash that you have and you pay that credit card bill. That is when it becomes your money that is spent. If you go in for a night out on the town, next on the list, handing your credit card to an unscrupulous server equipped with a skimming device isn't your only risk. And yes, that is a risk, but it's not your only risk. If you're out on the town throwing back drinks, it's easy to run up a tab that you cannot afford. So, if you're going to go out on the town, get some cash before you go to wherever you're going, and use the cash. When the cash done, so does the drinks. The cash run out, the drinks run out. It's as simple as that. And then you'd have operated within your budget, because that cash that you're taking out, I am going to assume, and hopefully it doesn't, make me an idiot by doing so, but I'm going to assume that you have an entertainment budget. And so you've taken money out of your entertainment allowance. And that is what you're using to go out and have fun with your friends. Those who do that kind of thing. Big ticket items are also on this list. If you cannot pay them off immediately, don't use a credit card to get them. Credit cards offer great purchase protections and should be used for many big ticket purchases. But buying something on credit when you cannot afford to pay it off right away, this is not smart. So, shop wisely, buy wisely. Next on the list, and some people will go, wait, why is that even on the list? Who does that? Before I do that, let me quickly go to the messages here. If you run up the tab buying too many drinks, you could end up washing the dishes for the rest of the night. Do places still do that? Places still let you work off your tab? Wash up dishes? Do they still do that? I know that was a thing back in the day. I don't know if they still do that today, but I know it was a thing back in the day. The next on the list is credit card payments. And this is the one that I was saying, people are going to go, why is that even on the list? Who uses a credit card to pay a credit card? You technically cannot charge your monthly credit card payment on another credit card, but perhaps you've been tempted to use a cash advance from a credit card to bolster your checking account so that you can pay other bills. You'll generally pay a cash advance fee and likely a higher interest rate on the amount of cash advanced than you pay on your credit card purchases. Also, you probably won't get a grace period on the interest like you usually do with a credit card purchase. Interest will likely begin to accumulate right away. So these are things to take into consideration. Your credit card is not an ATM and should not be used as an ATM. There are real benefits, however, to transferring high-interest credit card debt to a new card with a generous 0% balance transfer offer. Just be aware of any balance transfer fees, because that's the gotcha. And find out how long that 0% interest rate lasts. Because, there's going to be the get this card, transfer your balance, 0% interest for, and then for a period, that part of it is either whispered or spoken quickly. Or not mentioned at all, but you have to read the fine print to find it. So, check those things out before you go anywhere with that. And pay off the balance by the end of the period. Please. Because then, here comes the interest charges. And you don't want that. Nobody wants that. What's next on this list? I have a couple more on this list. Sale items. We love sale items. Everybody loves when something is on sale, right? Because you get, you're getting it less than what is normally sold for. But you have to ask the question, how much is it normally sold for? You don't know because you haven't been paying attention to that. You don't go shopping for that item all the time. It's not like you're looking every month or every couple of months at this item, watching the price and see where it goes. Convinced that you might miss out on savings if you don't immediately purchase a specific item that is on sale, then that's one of the signs that you're an impulse purchaser. If that is where you go when you see a sale, yeah, impulsive. Wait a day. Think about whether you really need the item. And 9 out of 10 times, your answer will be no. And you are not saving money by spending it on something that you don't need. So if it's something that you need and it is on sale, then you would have known that the price is lower because you would have been looking at that thing and trying to save towards it anyway. See how that works? This is how you recognize if an item is actually on sale or if you're getting a deal on it, because you've been paying attention to how much it costs over time and you've been saving toward it. So this is where that sale comes in. Yeah? Cool. And last but not least on this list, when shopping online, make sure the web address starts with HTTPS rather than HTTP. If it doesn't, that is a clue to take your online shopping somewhere else. In fact, you want to do your homework before purchasing anything online to make sure a company is reputable. And don't and not the source of a lot of consumer complaints. Don't skim the reviews on a particular retailer online. Check the reviews because these make a big difference. Again, a lot of people, especially when it comes to Thanksgiving time and when it comes around to Christmas, this is a silly season, as it is. There was one church that I played drums for that the pastor would refer to the Christmas season, the Thanksgiving into Christmas season, as a silly season. People doing strange things at that time of the year for some reason. And so this is where a lot of items get put out in pretty lights and you'd want to go shopping. Don't fall for it, especially if you're doing it online and the website goes HTTP and you don't see that little padlock. That is how you know a site is secure. You definitely want to go shopping on secure sites, but also don't use that as your only thing to say that it is secure. Do your reviews on the seller. Pay attention, shop diligently, and watch your cards. Watch your cards, watch your cards, watch your cards. Pay attention to your credit card statements. If you have credit cards, pay attention to your balances. Make sure the purchases that you make are your own. So if it is that you only do a few purchases by credit card and then you know that you operate within a certain dollar amount, let that be what you do and keep it to that. There are some cards that you get, like there's one that I use that operates like a secure card. And one of the benefits of it is you could end up having your purchase for free. So yeah, it's a gamble, but what do you lose if your regular card doesn't give you that option anyway? At most, you get a 2% cash back. going this route, you could actually get the whole thing for free. So look for those things. Those are not your traditional banking cards, but still, they give you that option. And you can't overspend with it because you can only use what is on your account. And they report. So if you're only using what is that is available to you, if you can only use what is available to you and they make reports on it, then you'll be always reporting good because you always pay your bill. See how that works? Perfect. All right, so we're going to take another quick little break. When we come back, we talk a little bit more. It's the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew, Community and Finance Night. And tonight we're looking at credit card do's and don'ts, tips and tricks. And one of the big questions, should we really pay our credit card balance every month? Should we pay it off in full? Because, again, there's the back and forth. Are you going to show some type of credit history, or you're going to show some type of utilization because institutions want to know that you're utilizing the card? All these debates are out there. We'll see what information is put out as it relates to this question when we come back from the break. Call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because the information is good for everyone, whether you like them or not. It's not your decision to make. Just tell everybody. We'll be right back. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
MRE Entertainment, in association with VPAL Distribution, presents the brand new hit single.
I'm Robert French, and you're listening to my new song, Every Day of My Life.
Now available on all major digital platforms.
Every day of my life will be, I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, I just loving you. Every day of my life will be, I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
Zone of Al Third bringing us back from the break. Track is called Live It Up. I want to live it up too, don't you? It's Community and Finance Night. If you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast. Big ups to my affiliates all over. Over there in the UK, New York, New Jersey, right here in Florida. Those affiliates known and unknown, much love to you. Much blessings. So looking at some credit card do's and don'ts, tips, tricks and hacks. Big question, should you pay off your credit card balance every month, or is it important to show some kind of history on the card? You know, how does that go? Is there a right and a wrong way to deal with it? Pat is talking about scammers. People talking about the payment needed to be done on your card, or card get frozen. I get some of those messages too, Pat. You know, your card on your how they put it. They would put the bank and the website to the bank, but if you're not paying attention, you won't realize that there is a dash or an underscore in the name that it doesn't belong to. Whatever it is, the website doesn't match. Listen, let me put this out there that relates to the scammers. if you get a message about your credit card and it is telling you to click on a particular link, go to your credit card issuer, whether it is the bank or a special account or whatever, wherever it is that you get your credit card from. Go there directly and see if there's any such notification or if there's any such action that is taken, because that is how these scammers get you. It is not real. Block, report, do it. Go ahead, block them, report them. If you need to report them and not block them to make sure that you get another message, and in the event that there's a follow-up to it, you can do so. But you definitely need to report them. So, going back to the question at hand, pay off the balance in full or no? To pay or not to pay is not the question, but to pay in full, therein lies the dilemma. Should I go and do theater? Maybe? No? Okay. American consumers, according to MSN.com, rely on their credit cards for multiple reasons, whether it is to build credit, be prepared in case of emergencies, accumulate travel perks, or help with large purchases. Whatever it is, they rely on it. But when it comes to paying balances, the total amount of debt accumulated each month, there is one clear consensus among the experts. Whatever your reason for using credit card is, you should pay your balance in full each month, if possible. So if you want to maintain that whole, you can do it, it can be done. Create a budget, stick to your budget, pay at the end of the month. So you know how much it is that you're going to be spending. If you don't have all that you need to spend, then you need to adjust your budget or adjust your desires, whichever way it works. But some adjustments needs to happen. Consumers seem to understand this. As a new Go Banking Rates survey, and Go Banking Rates is a really cool site. Check them out. You get some real tips there. But a new Go Banking Rates survey shows that 37% of Americans say they handle their credit card debt by paying it off completely every month. 37%. In addition, 19% say they pay more than the minimum, but never the full balance, while 11.8% just pay the minimum, and 5% have a set amount that they pay each month. Whether it is above or below the minimum required, that is what they pay each month. So they pay something. There are some reasons experts say paying off your balance each month is a good idea, and we're going to look at some of those reasons. It proves you are reliable and you save money. First, paying your balance in full shows lenders you are a responsible consumer and living within your means. In turn, this might help with lenders extending better borrowing terms or increasing your credit card limit. For example, a credit card limit is the maximum amount you can spend on your credit card. And it can start at a few $100s and then go to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on criteria such as payment history, current accounts, account history, debt, and income. Now, they do that because they want you to use the money. They want you to use money that's available to you that is not yours. Now, the trick is, can you do so responsibly? A key point is that paying your balance in full each month will help you dodge interest fees. And if nothing else, that needs to be your number one reason. And by doing so, you'll be saving money and enabling you to better plan your financial future. To put this into context, it's important to know that the average interest rate is 18.38%. Right now, as I speak with you in this broadcast, the average interest rate is 18.38%, and it is the highest since 1992, according to Ted Rossman, a senior industry analyst at creditcards.com. Now, we won't get into the whys and wherefores as to the reason it is at 18.38%, but that is where it is. Rossman said, I think it is really important to pay your credit card balance in full each month. If you only make minimum payments at 18.38% toward a, say, $5,200 balance, $5,200 balance, the average, which is the average credit card balance these days, according to TransUnion, you'll be in debt for 195 months and will owe $6,680, somewhere around $6,650 or somewhere around there in interest. Now, it is hard to build wealth when you're paying that much to the credit card company. So you owe $5,200 and you end up paying $6,600. Where do you do that at? And it's going to take you 195 months to do it. There are 12 months in a year. You do the math. The sentiment is echoed across the industry with inflation at a 4-decade high. The Federal Reserve has hiked interest rates multiple times this year alone. And experts say consumers should be even more cautious about their balances and their increasing interest rates. So interest rates is another reason. A New York federal report notes that credit card balances rose 13% in the second quarter of 2022 compared to the second quarter of 2021, the largest increase in more than 20 years. Bobby Rebel, personal finance expert at Tally, noted that with average credit card interest rates at all-time highs, carrying debt is increasingly expensive. So don't do it. If you pay your balance slowly, for example, making minimum payments only, it could take years to pay off. Adding that, you may pay hundreds of dollars in interest over time, money that could be going toward an emergency fund or savings. Rebel added, don't forget, paying interest can offset or even completely negate the value of any rewards you've earned making purchases with your credit card. In fact, right now, it would definitely offset any perk you get, any reward that you get on that credit card. It's gone. Poof. Up in smoke. Just because of interest rates. Another crucial point is that paying your balance in full may help boost your credit score. And once you get into the credit realm, credit score is what you want to pay attention to. If you can afford only the minimum, be sure to do just that, said Margaret Poe, head of consumer credit education at TransUnion. This will prevent you from racking up costly late fees and having the lender report a missed or late payment to the credit reporting agencies, which can have a negative impact on your credit score. Again, your credit score helps you to get things like rent. For you to sign a lease agreement, your credit score can play a role in that because your landlords ask for that kind of information. It can affect you getting a job. It can affect you getting even a cell phone. Crazy, right? Yeah. So pay attention and maintain a decent credit score. In fact, as you start relationships, this is one of the more serious discussions you need to have with that potential partner. What's your credit score like? What's your credit history like? Money has been one of the causes of many a breakup. And it comes oftentimes too late in the relationship for you to even be wondering why you're having this conversation at this point. and hence the destruction of the relationship. One of the scammers said, "You want a car?" You should tell them, since they know where to text you, they should know where to deliver it and bring it. So, Travis Foreman, owner and financial advisor at Strategic Private Wealth Counsel, agrees with Paul, saying that carrying a high balance can affect your credit utilization rate. A high credit utilization rate indicates your inability or choice to make scheduled payments, which in turn may lower your score. Now, while failing to pay off your full credit card balance every month may not change your credit card score much, you're essentially, especially if you leave a small balance, it is still better to pay your credit card balance in full. There's another important point regarding your credit utilization ratio, which is usually reported on your statement date. Even if you pay in full, you might have a high utilization ratio if you use the card a lot. Rossman noted a good fix is to make an extra mid-month payment, or even two of them, to knock the statement balance down before it even comes out. Another option is to request a higher limit. In any case, you don't get bonus points for carrying a balance. That just costs you money in interest fees. So make those additional payments. As a matter of fact, rule of thumb, if you make a purchase with a credit card, pay for it in 2 payments. So you're paying it at the end of the month, drop a payment somewhere between the beginning and the middle of the month, and another one before the payment is due at the end of the month. Like I said, as soon as you make that purchase and you check your account and you see it there, you haven't gotten the bill yet, you haven't gotten the statement yet, but you know you made the purchase, go ahead and start paying it down. How do you lose? Tell me. How do you lose? If you wait on the bill to come, then you're already paying interest on it, because the bill comes out at the end of the period and now it starts to accrue interest. So by the time you get around to it, you make a payment, here comes the next bill that shows the interest. Even if you pay it off in full, here comes the next bill showing that you owe the interest payment, the interest charges. So don't wait. Go ahead and start making your payments. Several experts also noted that consumers should be extremely wary of the myth that keeping a balance might help their credit scores. Pay attention to the words in this sentence. The myth. It's important to pay attention to that. It's a common misconception that leaving a small balance when making your credit card payments after each billing cycle will help your FICO score. And the logic behind this is that having no balance will result in your credit card issuer reporting a zero or a net zero balance and not reporting your on-time payment. This is a myth. Paying your balance in full still counts as a payment. You'll get an on-time mark on your credit report, which can help build credit, as your payment history makes up 35% of your FICO score. Payment history is the most important factor in your credit score. 35% just from payment history. And last, but again, not by any means least, the big question: are there any cons for paying the balance in full? Is there any negative effect of paying your credit card balance in full? According to Vadim Verdon, head of advice operations at Albert, the only thing that can come close to a negative is the potential loss of liquidity if your credit card balance has become really high. That's the only thing. The only thing coming close to a negative. If you have to pull from savings or draw down your checking to pay it off, this could significantly bring down your liquid assets. Still, this far outweighs the interest costs you'd pay each month if you carried that big balance. And TransUnion's poll agrees, saying there are no downsides to paying down your credit card balance in full each month. Zero, zilch, nada, none. Poe said, on the contrary, doing so is a smart financial and credit building habit. So like I said, if it takes 3 payments and you can manage to do that, do it. Now, if you cannot manage to do that, but you know that you'll have the full payments at the end of the month, then wait till the end of the month. But the whole idea of leaving a balance, if you can avoid that, avoid it. And if you leave a balance until the next month and you can pay everything off in the next month, go ahead and take that L for the first month. Don't take it for a second and a third. Knock it out. Get it dealt with. Get it over with. Get it gone. Use your credit card, yes. Pay off your credit card, yes. Balance in full, yes. Carry a balance, not unless you have to. And miss a payment, definitely not. Things that you need to keep it at the forefront of your mind. Things, if you operate on a cash system, even if you grew up in a credit system and you don't know how to operate cash, start. Think along the lines of this. If you don't have the cash, you can't make the purchase. So even if you have a credit card and you don't have the cash to pay off the credit card purchase, don't make the purchase because you don't have the cash to pay for it. Yes, you have theoretical money, but that theoretical money will cause you real problems if you spend it and don't pay it back. Jumping into musical therapy as we close out this musical therapy, this community and finance night.
I'm from a place where youths don't take talk. After talk's no back. I'm from a place police can't fit fee pass. Enough people body get lost. I'm from a place to understand you have to live it, you have to know it. Concrete jungle, Kingston City. We living in the jungle. Where the lions roar and the snake them.
So Patchy over there singing If I Had a Hammer.
Run there for no one question us. Concrete jungle, you not careful, you be lost to.
Pat said she is waiting on the scammers to come show up. One of them even called and said the IRS sent them. Boy, war, things that start wars. Scamming. This one of Frostman, brilliant. The track is called Concrete Jungle.
Concrete jungle. We're living in the jungle. I'm from that place. I'm from that place. I'm from that place. I'm from that place. We're black and rich and have no willpower. Trigger happy officer. Kill you for your skin color. Swear say lie sweet, but it bitter, yes it's still sour. And these are the things where we are discover. I'm from a place where you talk up before them time. The little boy a 9 and him a clap a star 9. Sometimes me wonder what they want the mind. All them a heads a crime, them no care about the time. Jungle, New York jungle, jungle, Washington DC jungle. are afraid to pass. Enough people body get lost. I'm from a place. To understand you have to live it. You have to know it. Concrete jungle, Kingston City. Concrete jungle, look at the beauty. Jungle, life is a journey. Concrete jungle, the longer you live, living in a jungle. Big word sunshine. Concrete jungle,
I have been through the struggle every day. Still stand firm on my journey, oh yes. Man never lose my way, yes. Say by your works you get your pay. Me no care when I eat then I no backbiters want to say check it. Still a judge I lead the way. Him guide my footstep, oh yes. And never be night and never be day, yeah. And even though things set away, me not go sell out me soul for vanity. Cause in the end I need no pay, yeah. Oh, I'm truly giving thanks for everything. Gotta take the good with the bad and turn them into positive. The Father provides us with everything, yeah. But we, His people, corrupt the whole entire system. 'Cause that is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way life flows. It flows, yeah. That is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way life flows, yeah. So never you let the system let you be a victim. Never you go and compel and get red eye for the quick thing. Never you get addicted, sell out your soul and you're listening. You time, you mind, you get a beating. There is no better way. Things set away. All of the people who might be stay alive, there'll be a better way. Hold on to the most high, don't let him go now. Never you lose a way, and there is no better way. The way life goes, ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way life goes. Ooh, life. That is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way. I've been through so much in my life, but I got to make a way 'cause I'm a survivor and I got to stay alive, yeah. No matter what come at me, I know that life, the Father is the life giver. He never gives a man more than he can bear. And do you wear and do you wear, yeah. That is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way life flows. Ooh, yeah. That is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way life goes. Life. That is the way life
The sound of Mr. Kirk Davis.
down, round and round it goes.
You might know him as Little Kirk. A track called That's the Way Life Goes.
That is the way life goes. Keep that ups and down. That's a merry-go-round and round and round and round. Way life goes. Ups and down and round it goes. That is the way life flows. Yeah. That is the way life goes. Ups and down, round and round it goes. That is the way. That's the way life goes. That's the way.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again.
This is on Jadan.
Here we go.
Working on some true vibes.
Here we go again. Here we go.
Don't let the scammers get you down, Pat.
Arguments in the
I'm gonna do it tonight. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go, here we go again. Here we go again. No more, no more, no more. No more, no more. Just can't do this no more. I mean, I like when we not talk. Them thing they break me heart. So tonight, come up, we make up for that. You never know you woulda love the conga bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her friend.
Giving you a Jordan double play.
You never know you woulda love the conga.
That one I call Congo Bongo.
Never know you woulda love the
This is the very first tune that I heard from Jordan.
She link with
I remember him performing it live when we met for the first time. And that was the very first time I heard it too.
She seen her eye man she want every second.
So much love to Jordan. Much love to Francine. Bacchus Entertainment crew, much love to you.
Halukia no, oh Halukia. Hey, yes I, it's a boy Jordan Congo Bongo himself. And I represent for Kevin Stew on the night shift. City in and Kamola vibe. Yes I, Empress. You know say love for the Rasta you have for your endless. Better never know. Halukia no, Halukia, Halukia. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari. She tell me she like everything she see in her eye man she want. Every second out of me time and she woulda give me anything, although she no mind man. And the spice of me give her, she have a mind pan. So me take her to the river, dash her with the bad pan. Inna the hills, big ol' links, brain, bubble man. Him have the herbs and the wine for we meditation. Good loving, it's you a waste man. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari. She tell me, I say she love Rastafari. And she tell I say she have something far. I know for them can't believe Congo Bongo have a rope and a squeeze. All of a sudden she no wanna red meat, strictly itas true. Or some greens. She a tell I about the coconut with the bean. I say anytime no, she a come for me scheme. She never know she woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari.
Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eyes, don't give me the kiss. Down the line. Take me once, I need you all my time. This is the temptation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine. The consecrate the ways of when you saturate my end of mine. So only you can cause I.
This is the real storm.
Your love is so sad.
track called Ital.
Your loving is killing me softly. The fire in you show me you're a soldier in a army. And you're smoother than the creamer when me pouring on my coffee. Anything me need me now to search because you have it. Now long conversations in the night, yo. Talking about things that we got into. You understand all that I've been through. There's no pretending when I'm with you. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eye. Are you alone me wanting on me personal diameter? Not to your nice and not to your neater. You're firing, not to your sweeter. I wanna be your empress, wanna be your senorita. Give me a paper, give me a lighter. Or make me blaze the pipe. You tell me you need me like some artist and you really need a writer. You want the cook with me salsa, the mineral in me water. I know that I made you, I just for me. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You give me the icon. Body's integrating in pleasure. You whisper in my ears and make we do this forever. Can we claim the eyes and taste the load them together? Oh, I'm longing for you. Are you longing for me? I see in your eyes that you want me to stay. Wrap up in your arms and the liquor spatter. Run away, run away, run away, baby. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eye on up on every face in on it. Take a watch, I give you all my time. This kind of meditation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You consecrate me nature when you saturate my endocrine. So only you can cross, I wanna lie. Your love is so celestial, so divine.
I hear the jingle bells, smell the pumpkin spice. It's my favorite time of the year.
It's approaching that time of year. Like I said earlier, that silly season.
My heart is filled with cheer.
This is on a G Cole. A track called It's Christmas.
It's a silent night, and my wife is sound asleep. It ain't about the stocking stuffed, the cards all open, or the gift under the tree. What makes it special each and every year is she's here with me. How could it be at Christmas the whole world can feel? It's Christmas, all that I need.
Have a pleasant night, Pat. Thank you for the support as always. Pleasant dreams.
This Christmas, sing
I know it's beginning to feel like Christmas where you are.
baby girl.
My AC is on down here.
We're so far away. So far away. We made it through by phone call. We made it every single day. Every single day. See, now I'm happy. Yeah. She's on a flight. She's on her way. There she is, she's running over to me with her arms wide open and a smile on her face. How could
the brother-sister duo, Kashif and Nikisha Lindo. Track is called Christmas is the Time.
Joy you feel should carry through the years. Wisdom in the hand of positive. Christmas time is now. Let's give love around and give peace a chance to reign all across this land. We will lend a hand to relieve hunger and pain. If you smile, please smile. You'll feel the love flowing through the air. And if you take any toys out of the hands of little boys, boys would never go down in history. Christmas is the time to relax our minds and let all the bad disappear. We'll gather good thoughts and undo our hearts, 'cause it's time for us to share. Christmas time is now. Let's give love about and give peace a chance to reign all across.
You know how to toss some Christmas music in the mix, right? The Keisha and the Kashif Lindo.
Christmas time is now. Let's give love about.
It's not so often that we get music from Nikisha. This was one of those rare moments, yeah? But we got some new music from Kashif. And there are some parts of the US that are experiencing colder times than others. This is one of those times, you know? New music from Kashif, it's called Coldest Days of My Life.
I remember the signs of springtime. Oh yeah, they were birds, music everywhere. Some of us play
You know, you have to be really careful with how you spend money, because you'll definitely end up with some really cold days if you spend the wrong way. As Kashif ushers us out of tonight's broadcast, I encourage y'all to remember to look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for them today, because you never know it's going to do something good for you tomorrow. Things like sharing information about the proper way to spend with a credit card. Things like that, you know. If they're new to the US, guide them right. Don't let them follow some of the foolishness they hear out on the streets, because then they'll have some really cold days. Remember, some of the people moving here are coming from places where they only use cash, not credit. So this whole credit card thing can be really exciting for them, knowing that they have so much money available to them, yeah? Y'all take care of yourselves until we do this all over again tomorrow night, all things being equal, if life is spared and we take on healthy love. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world, from right here in South Florida. I bid you all a good night. Take care. Be good. If you can't be good at it. I'm out of here until we do it again. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot, where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.